They had no time to run. They didn't know this morning would be their last. On a warm summer day in the year 79 AD, the Roman city of Pompeii woke up as it always did, the streets filled with the sounds of carts and footsteps. Shops opened their doors. Bakers prepared bread. Children played in courtyards. Nothing about that morning felt unusual. Nothing suggested that within hours the city would disappear forever. Pompeii was a prosperous place. Home to nearly 20,000 people, it stood near the Bay of Naples, surrounded by fertile land and trade routes. Above the city rose Mount Vesuvius, a mountain locals barely feared. It had been quiet for centuries. To most residents, it was simply part of the landscape. But the mountain was not asleep. It was waiting. In the days before the disaster, small warning signs appeared. Minor earthquakes shook the ground. Wells dried up. Animals behaved strangely. But Pompeii had experienced earthquakes before. Life continued. People adapted. No one imagined what was building beneath their feet. Shortly after midday, everything changed. Without warning, a massive column of ash and gas exploded into the sky. Within minutes, it rose more than 30 kilometers high. The eruption was so powerful it could be seen from miles away. Darkness began to fall over the city as ash drifted down like black snow. At first, many residents believed the danger would pass. Some sought shelter indoors. Others fled toward the countryside. But the eruption intensified rapidly. Volcanic stones pumice rained down, smashing roofs and blocking streets. Breathing became difficult. The air burned the lungs. Then came the most deadly phase. Superheated clouds of gas, ash, and debris, known today as pyroclastic flows, raced down the slopes of Vesuvius at terrifying speed. These clouds were hotter than boiling water and moved faster than any human could run. When they reached Pompeii, death was instantaneous. Entire neighborhoods were erased in seconds. People collapsed where they stood. Bodies were frozen in their final moments. Shielding faces, clutching loved ones, attempting to escape. There was no pain. There was no time. By the end of the eruption, Pompeii lay buried under several meters of ash and debris. The city vanished from the world. Survivors fled, never to return. Over time, its exact location was forgotten. Nature reclaimed the land. Centuries passed. Pompeii remained hidden for nearly 1,700 years. When excavations began in the 18th century, what emerged shocked the world. Streets, homes, temples, preserved almost exactly as they were on the day of the eruption. Even more haunting were the voids left in the hardened ash. When plaster was poured into these spaces, the shapes of victims appeared, people caught in their final seconds. Pompeii became a time capsule of death and daily life, a reminder of how quickly everything can end. Today, scientists understand the eruption of Vesuvius as one of the most violent volcanic events in European history. The energy released was immense. The speed of destruction left no chance for escape once the final phase began. And Vesuvius is still there. More than 3 million people live in the region today. The volcano remains active. Modern monitoring systems watch every movement beneath the surface. But history has already shown what happens when warnings are ignored. Pompeii was not destroyed because people were careless. It was destroyed because nature does not negotiate. The city didn't fall in a war. It wasn't wiped out by disease. It simply stood in the wrong place at the wrong time. Pompeii reminds us that disaster does not always arrive with sirens and alarms. Sometimes it arrives quietly, on a normal day, when life feels safest. And by the time we realize what's happening, there is no time left.